The Kawasaki ZZR1400, otherwise known as the Hayabusa Killer, is a pretty awesome machine. And of course, if you've been following the channel, then you know exactly what this motorcycle is, and you'll probably also know what the Hayabusa is. So does this motorcycle really live up to its name, the Hayabusa Killer? Let's find out. Yeah, guys and gals, the ZZR1400. You all know what this is. You all know how amazing it is, because a lot of you that follow this channel are fans of this motorcycle. But is it really what it's all cracked up to be when it's compared to the likes of the Hayabusa? Now, you're usually in two camps here with this. You're usually in the ZX-14 camp or the Hayabusa camp. Some of you, lucky dogs, are even in the Blackbird camp. Very jealous of you lot. I would have loved to have had a go on a Blackbird. Never know, might still do, but yeah, it's just one of those motorcycles that is getting on a bit now, but yeah, definitely would love to have a go on a Blackbird if I ever got the opportunity. So you're probably wondering, what is my camp? None. Mine is none. Because as far as I'm concerned, as much as I love the ZZR1400, I love the Hayabusa as well. And the thing is, if you're a prospective buyer of one of these two motorcycles, then you're going to be looking to buy them for two different reasons. If you buy the ZZR1400 for its performance and its the experience, for the riding experience, then yeah, you could make the case that this motorcycle is certainly the Hayabusa Killer, which in this context, that's exactly what it was kind of branded as. Well, branded, you know, that's what all the fans called it. All the fans called it the Hayabusa Killer because of its just straight line, aggressive, mad performance. But the Hayabusa, let's be honest guys, is not a slow motorcycle by any means, okay? And unless you are a drag racer or something like that, the everyday experience that you are going to have between these two bikes will be very, very similar. And arguably the Hayabusa has a little bit more to offer because of all the latest tech that it now has in its third generation, which obviously you're missing out on the ZX-14, the ZZR1400. So it does kind of beg the question whether or not it is. You could still class it as the Hayabusa Killer. I don't think you could for everyday riding. For everyday riding, nah. Both these motorcycles are absolutely epic in their own rights, and they are both very, very good motorcycles. Now, I'd be curious to know in the comments, those of you that have owned a ZX-14 and a Hayabusa in the past, let me know which one of those two you preferred. I'm really curious, because at some point I will be riding a Hayabusa myself for the very first time, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be the video that this channel has been wanting probably since its inception, because this channel was based around this motorcycle, the ZZR1400. So it does make sense to bring on the Hayabusa and see how the two compare from my perspective. But I want to know what you guys think. If you have experienced these two motorcycles side by side, yeah, definitely let us know your thoughts and your experiences with them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And that's the thing, as much as we ZZR lovers love this motorcycle, there's no denying that the technology of the new Hayabusa really does give it a leg up when it comes to consumers, because consumers want all the tech. Since buying my ZH2, I've absolutely loved the tech that it's come with, and I would have loved to have seen some of that tech in this motorcycle if Kawasaki released a third generation ZZR1400, which is very, very unlikely, so this is basically what we are stuck with. And look, I've said this before a number of times, Kawasaki wouldn't have to change a damn thing about this motorcycle, well, apart from Euro 5 emissions, but they wouldn't have to change the performance or anything like that. If they could keep the performance the same, then they should almost have exactly the same setup with just some electronic tech features added in there, just to spice things up a bit, make it a bit more modern. That's what I would love to see it on this motorcycle. You guys know that. And that's the thing, a lot of prospective buyers are looking for that nowadays. The ZZR does look fairly aged now. It hasn't really changed all that much since 2006, apart from its performance. So, you know, and that's the thing, as much as it makes a lot of people's dicks hard talking about specs and all that, specs are the things that you brag about, but it's not the things that you worry about every day, you know, in everyday riding. Like, you're not pinning it 100% all the time everywhere. Well, I certainly don't. I'm sure some of you out there do, but I certainly don't. I think most riders probably wouldn't either. So I think the Hayabusa certainly has a lot of saleability. That's especially true at the moment where there is no other competitor to the Hayabusa, at least here in Europe and in the UK. You cannot buy a ZZR1400 from new anymore, but guess what? You can still buy the Hayabusa. So it is a pretty tough sell, especially because these bikes do tend to hold their value. You know, I mean, this was a 2016 model and I got it for £10,000 with 2,500 miles on the clock, which wasn't too bad, but still a very expensive motorcycle, or for a used one anyway. But yeah, I think there is no argument when it comes to the performance of this motorcycle. It's just woo! 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 Yeah, you can have yourself a lot of fun on this bike, without doubt, and it is one of the most fun motorcycles I think you'll ever experience. But yeah, that's the thing, guys. If it were me and I had the choice between a Hayabusa or this, I would still pick this, of course, just because of how, you know, how endearing it is for me, this motorcycle. But that's just the way how I feel. Just because I feel that way doesn't mean that a lot of people are going to feel the same way. So the whole Hayabusa Killer thing really does depend on the context. In terms of performance, yes, absolutely. I mean, the third generation Hayabusa has taken absolute kicking because of the emission laws and things like that Suzuki have got to try and fit all their bikes into, and I'm glad that they were able to do it, you know. I'm glad that they were able to release a third generation Hayabusa, because I think it's something that a lot of people were wanting for a very long time. And it's the same story with this bike as well. A lot of people definitely would love to see a third generation ZZR, but more than likely the performance will take a hit just to fit in with emission laws. So yeah, I think it does still live up to its name in a lot of ways. If you're a drag racer, then you're really going to care about the performance a hell of a lot more than an everyday rider would. And there was a video that I watched recently where they did a drag race between a Tesla, I can't remember if it was a Model 3 or a Model S, versus a Hayabusa, third generation Hayabusa, and also versus a ZX-14. Now the guy who was racing the bikes is a guy called Chris Moore from Moore Mafia. Definitely go and check out his YouTube channel. It's absolutely sick. He's got loads and loads of really cool builds. But yeah, basically he's trying to get the fastest motorcycle in the world a quarter-mile drag strip every weekend. So this guy definitely knows what he's talking about. He raced the Hayabusa against the Tesla. The Tesla beat it, of course, but it wasn't by a huge margin. Then he got on the ZX-14 and he was surprised. Now he has a ZX-14 as well as part of his roster. He actually has a ZX-14 himself. But even he was surprised at how well the ZX-14 did compared to the Hayabusa against this Tesla. So If a guy like Chris Moore is impressed by the performance of this motorcycle to this day, then yeah, I think you cannot bestow any more accolades than that on this motorcycle. You've got a thoroughbred drag racer testing the maximum, woo, bit of a power slide there, testing the maximum performance that this motorcycle has to offer, and it surprised him. So, and there's stock by the way, that's in stock form. So look guys, the Hayabusa is an absolutely fantastic motorcycle. The Blackbird is a fantastic motorcycle. Equally, the ZX-14, exactly the same. They are all fantastic motorcycles, and if you're looking to buy one of those three, you're gonna have a very, very difficult decision to make, because you're gonna be sacrificing things from one to the next. And unfortunately, you got to give it to the Hayabusa just because of all that tech. It has cruise control, it has quick shifter, it has a really nice modern dashboard, which the ZZR doesn't, unfortunately. But there is still a lot to love about this motorcycle, just in terms of just pure riding experience. Remember, you haven't got the ECU getting in the way of a lot of the engine components, whereas on the Hayabusa you do. That's how they've been able to fit in all the tech features and all that. But so if you want a pure riding experience, if you're a purist and you want a pure riding experience of one of these epic monster machines, then this is the motorcycle you go for. But if you are more of an everyday rider that would like to have the more modern features, then the Hayabusa is the bike for you. And I would have either, I really would. I mean, if you forced me to pick between the two, I'd obviously pick the ZZR, but yeah, I still have a tough time choosing between the two. But who knows, maybe if Kawasaki decide to drop a third generation ZZR1400, then oh, Hayabusa boys, gotta watch out there. But yeah guys, so it really does depend on your perspective. Plus, I'm an everyday rider, I'm not a racer, I'm not a drag racer, so for me, this motorcycle, nah, it's not the Hayabusa Killer. They're both amazing motorcycles, and I think that's the thing to take away from this video. They are both absolutely epic motorcycles, and you will be absolutely stoked with either of them. But, hey, at some point, when I do get to have a go on a Hayabusa, I will confirm those suspicions for you. But in the meantime, I hope you're all doing well, guys and gals. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. Again, like I mentioned earlier, definitely let us know your thoughts in the comments down below between the two. Are you a Busa boy? Are you a ZX-14 guy? Have it out in the comments, guys. Honestly, have it out in the comments, because these bikes deserve it, man. These are a dying breed of motorcycle. They really deserve all the attention that we can give them. So definitely make your voices heard in the comments. I would certainly appreciate it. Kawasaki and Suzuki would also very much appreciate your contributions to the discussion. So definitely chuck your thoughts down in the comments. And look, we have a lot of ZZR1400 people on this channel, so Suzuki boys, you're gonna have to hold your ground a little bit. But yeah, amazing motorcycles, both of them absolutely amazing. A dying breed of motorcycle, which I think should live as long as it possibly can. But times are changing, guys, and times are changing fast, so we never know what's going to happen to these kinds of bikes in the near future. But yeah, thank you again ever so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a comment, hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this, if you enjoy the rides out that we have on this wicked machine. And we will catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.